Good morning, everyone. Bright and early on a Saturday here at the Voice of College Football. Please like the video, share the videos out on social media. Help us promote the Voice of College Football. Best discussion, debate, and analysis by sharing these videos out on social media or doing it the old-fashioned way, just flat out telling people we talk college football on the Voice of College Football every day. All right, during call-in shows, I'll typically run through at some point during the week how I will approach my viewing for a college football Saturday, and many of you seem to be interested in that, and it's been requested a number of times that I produce a video in which I run down how I'm going to watch college football, what my strategy is for a particular college football Saturday. So let's look at Week 7, Saturday, October 16th. Today, here we are. All right, at noon, we've got Cincinnati, very much in the college football playoff race at number 3, hosting UCF, noon Eastern time, ABC. We also have Michigan State, Indiana, Oklahoma State, Texas, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida, LSU, Texas A&M, Mizzou, Nebraska, Minnesota, Rutgers, Northwestern. All those games at noon. So there's not one like paramount game nationally, over-the-top significant game, but there's a ton of really interesting, good games. So I would like to see all those games. I say this all the time. My biggest frustration on a college football Saturday is I want to watch all the games, and I can't. So I DVR everything, and I never get to most of it because I'm doing this. So this is going to be my intent. I typically go to 3 screens, a couple laptops, and then my main 55-inch. So, most likely, we're going to go with Texas, Oklahoma State on Fox at noon Eastern time as the primary game. And then I'll probably make the 2 backup games, the 2 SEC games, Florida, LSU, and Auburn, Arkansas. Auburn, Arkansas, CBS at noon, and Florida, LSU is an ESPN game. I also like this Nebraska-Minnesota game. I want to see that as well. I want to see all these games again. So then my strategy obviously changes when some games become blowouts, and then I notice a particular game's a tie game with 5 minutes left in the game, and I want to catch the end of the game. So I'm constantly navigating the situation and reviewing the situation. But I'm going to start out probably with that. The 2 SEC games, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida, LSU, but the primary game, Oklahoma State, Texas, huge game in the Big 12. Okay, that's at noon. But again, this is a fluid situation, depending on what happens and which games are hot. Then we've got a lot of marginal starts on digital networks, etc., 12:30, 1 o'clock. The next real broadcast window, of course, is at 3:30 Eastern, and that's flat out Georgia, Kentucky. That's the game. Georgia, Kentucky on CBS, 3:30 Eastern. All right. We also have Purdue, Iowa, BYU, Baylor, Miami, North Carolina, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Arizona, Colorado. Seriously? That has to be on the Pac-12 network. It is. Okay, that's the 3:30 window. So for me, no question, until it becomes a blowout. If it becomes a blowout, Georgia's way. Kentucky, Georgia is my game at 3:30. No question. My number 2 game, Iowa, Purdue. Got a hunch Purdue's going to make it interesting. Number 3 game is going to be BYU and Baylor. That's an ESPN game. Iowa, Purdue's ABC. BYU, Baylor, 3:30 ESPN. You know what? No. Pitt, Virginia Tech. I like this Pitt, Virginia Tech game. It's an ESPN2 game. That's going to be my 3rd choice. So I've got 3 games going all the time. Game number 1, Kentucky, Georgia, followed by Purdue, Iowa, Virginia Tech, Pitt. But Miami, North Carolina, of course, is worth looking in on possibly. And BYU, Baylor is a game that I've been watching for quite some time here. Let's get to the primetime window, 7 o'clock Eastern. We've got Alabama, Mississippi State on ESPN. We've got, then at 7:30, Oklahoma, TCU, Tennessee, Ole Miss, NC State, BC, Iowa State, Kansas State, Stanford, Washington State. And then at 8 o'clock, the other primetime game would be Army, Wisconsin, UCLA, Washington. Okay, here we go. Prime time. For me, the ABC game is actually down quite a few rungs. Oklahoma, TCU, not necessarily exciting me right now. As opposed to wanting to see, I'm intrigued by Ole Miss and Tennessee. That's the 7:30 game on the SEC network. Also, huge game in the ACC. NC State, Boston College. That's going to be my number 2 game. And then I'm going to probably go with, TCU and Oklahoma as game number 3. No. Alabama, Mississippi State. Until it becomes a blowout, if that happens, Alabama, Mississippi State. Then I got Oklahoma and TCU waiting in the wings to jump in. And then again, if something becomes very interesting, then we switch to that game. Then late night, I'm going to be right here talking college football with you. But out of the corner of my eye, we pretty much have one game. Really one game late night with Arizona State at Utah on ESPN, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Also, hey, if you're hardcore, 10:30 Eastern is the latest kickoff. Hawaii and Nevada on CBS Sportsnet. All right, there's my viewing guide here at the Voice of College Football. My thoughts on my frustration in trying to watch every game right here at the Voice of College Football. We'll see you, though, on Saturday, starting with our instant analysis post games throughout the day on our team channels and, of course, our late night call-in show Saturday night. So join us here about 11:30 Eastern to wrap up the college football day, Week 7.